COVID. Dr. Raghu to address the crowd. Dr. Raghu, please.
Mr. President, the chief guest of this evening's inaugural function, Dr. Abe Bang, the guest of honor, our own Dr. Lata Deshmukh. I would like to refer to her as Lata Deshmukh, as it has been a wonderful moment to share the stage with her and a lifetime association with her through my father for over 50 years, a former Vice Chancellor of the Mumbai University, Dr. Sanjay Jain, the Vice President, Dr. Abhay Dalvi, the immediate past President, Dr. Pratap Varute, the Honorary Secretary, Dr. Bhavar Yadav, the Honorary Treasurer, Dr. Santosh John Abraham, the ever-dynamic Academic Council Director, distinguished Governing Council members, distinguished past presidents of this Association of Surgeons of India, distinguished members of the association, honorary fellows of ASI who have come from outside, overseas guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's well and truly a God-given opportunity, an incredible honor and a great privilege to have served as the president of our esteemed association during the most challenging times and perhaps the worst ever pandemic in our lifetime. We are meeting after 3 years. I think we have to give ourselves a big clap because it's incredible to have survived this pandemic. And I would like to invoke the blessings of my father, who passed away 20 days before the Asicon, the virtual Asicon 2020. He was the past president of this association, and therefore I think it's a divine moment for me where for the first time in our association's 84-year history, a father and son have served the apex position with a gap of 28 years apart. Insight, integrity and inspiration have been the three pillars of my leadership journey in the association and beyond. Although the pandemic has descended on us as a bolt from the blue in 2020, I said to myself that 2020, as far as ASI is concerned, shall not be a zero year. And in this context, I reminded myself that when you have an important responsibility, you must have the inner strength that will not be changed or threatened with external situation. And therefore, leadership means that when you're sitting on a perch, you're expected to see much better than anyone else. And therefore, with the distinguished National Executive Committee members, the chairmen and secretaries of the state chapters, and presidents and secretaries of the various sections, I have worked to the best of my ability to ensure creative leadership and accountable governance to the best way possible. Soon after the pandemic came, I had the opportunity to interact with the Honorable Prime Minister one-to-one on a virtual basis, and some of the suggestions that I had made were incorporated into his address to the nation the very same day, and this video became viral both amongst the medical and non-medical fraternity. ASI spearheaded the largest ever philanthropic drive with the help of colleagues from across the nation. When PPEs were in acute shortage, 1.25 crores were raised, where we were able to distribute these PPEs which were manufactured at that time with only 4 official manufacturers across the length and breadth of the country. I realized that the ASI staff members who work in the ASI office, who are the heart and soul of our association, need to be protected as well. And I took a pledge, not only in my presidential year, but for 5 years from my presidential year, to support their insurance for them and for their family members through a comprehensive insurance. Academics and education have been top priorities even during the pandemic. Thanks to Dr. Santosh John Abraham, we reinvented the wheel. For the first time, we had national online skills enhancement program which transitioned to the regional refresher courses which were held again for the first time online, that culminated in a virtual Asicon in December 2020 where 5,000 delegates participated virtually. I take great pride in the fact that single-handedly, despite the pandemic, I raised 70 lakh rupees for the ASI, which was much higher than the previous 3 Asicons contribution to the association. I would like to end, but before I end, because I am in the city of Mumbai, I would like to echo what Professor Tempton Udwadia, a past president, sent a note to me, an email to me towards the end of my presidency, which was the most humbling moment. And to take an extract, he said that you and your team have turned a tragedy into a triumph is worth of high leadership and team effort. I consider this one of ASI's best years, far better than the Golden Jubilee year in 1988 when I was the president. And there couldn't be a better comment coming from a doyen in the field of surgery in this country. I've learned many lessons through the ASI, how to be and more importantly, how not to be. And it's important to be the chief meaning officer, the chief grooming officer, and also to be the chief fun officer. If there are 2 people I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart, without which whatever I have said in the last few minutes would not have happened in 2020, it is Dr. Sanjay Jain, who stood rock solid behind me as the then honorary secretary, and we are so privileged that he is taking over as the president. The second person without whom, without academics, there is no ASI. Despite the pandemic, the person who reinvented the wheel is our dynamic live wire Director of Academic Education, Dr. Santosh John Abraham. Without these 2 people, ASI would have had a 0 year. So I will end by thanking the President of ASI, Dr. Siddesh. This is very unconventional for a President of 2020 to be coming and speaking on the dais. It is because of him that I am allowed to speak today. And thank you very much, Dr. Siddesh. So I am sure that we will move forward. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision is merely passing time. But with vision and action together, we can change the world. And I wish the future of ASI is in good hands with Dr. Sanjay Jain and the incoming Vice President, Dr. Probal Niyogi. I'm sure ASI will be reaching the stars. Thank you very much and namaskaram.